So,
Hi, hello.
welcome. I have been a huge admirer of your work and I have followed your knowledge shares, your explanation videos, your reels, your other interviews, etc., on many different social media platforms. So,
Hmm.
I am definitely very intrigued and have felt very inspired by, all of your knowledge in this mystifying
Thank you so much.
subject.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
let me welcome the viewers also. Hello, this is Ricky Chadha here. Okay. So let's begin.
Let's start diving in. So, my very first question for you is, in reviewing your background, it seems in your
Hmm.
past lifetime, you've dabbled in a few different subject areas and you pursued them academically. So, आप law पढ़ चुके हैं, you have been in the hotel industry as well, and now astrology. So, can you please help us walk through that whole journey of yours?
Yes, this is very interesting. So, see, astrology has always been my love. Okay. So maybe at the age of 17, 18, I started, and the first book that I got in my hand was Linda Goodman, The Western Astrology. Okay. And then I developed the liking, the passion, the love for Vedic astrology. But Vedic astrology is a difficult subject. But simultaneously, I was doing my graduation. I did my graduation, BA. Then I did my law, LLB. And then I had a passion for hotel industry as well. So I am a pass out of a college called Dada Catering College in Bombay. Then I was in the industry for a long time. I've been journal manager for several properties. I was taking care of my core subject, my core department, I would say, was front office and housekeeping. These are my core department. But I never, 28 years now that I never lost touch with astrology. Even when I was working, I had long hours of working. I used to come back home. I used to remove time and do my astrology. But what happened I started learning, but in real sense, I started learning in the year 1997. You know why and what happened? If the viewers know about astrology a little bit, like even the beginners, I entered into the dasha of Saturn, Shani Dev, and he put me into this. And by the time Saturn dasha got over for me by 2018 or 16, I would say, yeah, I underwent the dasha of Buddha, Mercury. And then I developed the passion and the love for, like, let's be on the platform, on the social platform. And it is very interesting, one day we had a small gathering at our place, and somebody came and they had a very new mobile and they wanted to test their camera. So they asked me, Ricky, we will shoot something, say something about astrology. I said, okay, what to say about astrology? So they say something, some concept, something. And I did a maybe 3 minutes video. And without my knowledge, मुझे बताए बिना, it was uploaded. And the response that I got by the evening was tremendous. Like I was very happy to have 500, 600 views. That drilled into me, and then I thought, okay, let me try my luck on YouTube. And today, believe me, I have got uh, good clientele on YouTube, and that is how you are connected to me.
You're speaking to everyone right now.
Yeah.
So fabulous.
So
Yeah.
this has been my journey.
No, actually, you led me to my very first question. And I'm sure a lot of the viewers, at least those who are not well versed with this subject as of yet, would have wondered it. So, Saturn, you named Saturn specifically, and then Mercury as
Yeah.
well. So, most
Uh-huh.
people are terrified of Saturn, especially the Sade Sati, Shani ki Dasha. We are all terrified of it. So, if you can explain, Ricky, I have two questions, but you can lead us through them methodically. The first
Yes.
being that how many planets are there from an astro standpoint per astrology? How many planets are there? And then what is the role or significance of each planet? Number one. And number two, what do you mean by Mahadasha? That I had the Saturn ka Mahadasha. So, what are these dashas?
First, I'll explain you the planets.
Yeah.
So in Vedic astrology, we have got 9 planets. Okay. They are known as planets, but they are not planets. As like, for example, Sun and Moon are known as illuminaries. Okay. Sun is a star. We all know that. Okay. Moon is a satellite. Rahu and Ketu are mathematical points. Are the mathematical points. But they all four are considered to be as planet. They have got that status of planet. And the real planet that we can call planet is Saturn, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. These are the 5 and the 4 I spoke about, 9 planets. And the whole Vedic astrology revolves around this. Your next question is, what is Mahadasha?
Yes.
See, Mahadasha is a sequence. So you must have heard whenever you connect with the astrologer, he normally asks you your birth date, your time of birth, and your place of birth. Birth date because we want the date, time because we want the lagna to establish the lagna. I'll come to that. And place because we want to know the latitude and longitude to be more precise when you make a horoscope. Fine. Now, when a person is born, he would be born into any of the nakshatra. There are 27 nakshatras. So any one nakshatra has a ruling planet. For example, I'm giving you my example. So when I was born with my moon in the nakshatra of Mrigashara. That belongs to Mangal. That means when the day I'm born, I will start with the dasha of Mangal. That's called Mahadasha, Mangal. And after Mangal, there's a sequence. After Mangal, it is Rahu. After Rahu, it is Guru. After Guru, it is Shani, Saturn. After Saturn, it is Mercury. After Mercury, it is Ketu. Then you have Venus, Sun, Moon, and back to Mangal. Now, every planet has got a span of Mahadasha. You were asking me something. I'm sorry, tell
Yes.
me.
Yes. No, no, sorry. Very, very intriguing, very interesting. Is there
Uh,
a particular quality or I guess, type of experience that each planet brings with itself? Is there a
yes.
purpose for each planet?
Yeah. Every planet represents something in your life. Like, for example, Sun. Sun is known as a Atma Karaka. He is your soul. Sun speaks about your father, ancestor, lineage, your bone, the density of your bone. It talks about career in politics, in government. Many people who inspire to be or they aspire to be in the government job, they always we always look for whether his son is strong or no. If his son is strong, then he normally gets a very authoritative position in the government or politics, whatever it's. Fine. Now coming to Moon. Moon is a very emotional planet, sensitive planet. Moon rules your mind, your emotions, your sentiments. The career associated with Moon is always where you take care of people, like people in the hospitality, hospital, nurse, baby care, or people who get connected with water. So people who are working on ships, okay? Or if you want to take a career into dairy, milk, paneer, all those, things. And people who are interested in gems, gemology, and psychology.
What about emotional wellness coaches? I feel I'm
Ah,
very moon
yes.
centric.
So
Yeah.
y'all are basically see. So when you coach someone, you are basically a healer. Okay, basically a healer. Now, why did you get this passion of healing people? That is because your moon must be very strong.
Yeah, I was born.
And
Moon is my birth star. I don't know what significance that has.
that I need to check. I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to see
yeah.
the
Yeah,
software and all that.
right.
So that is how it is. So every planet signifies something in your about your career, about your life, and then we have got houses that is called as bhava. Okay, in which bhava that particular planet is situated, placed, also talks about it. Like for example, like
Mhm.
I just spoke about, uh, for example, yourself. So if moon is in your 10th house, that means your career is related to moon. There is a high possibility, I have not seen your horoscope, but a high possibility that you have some relation, you look into your 10th house, it will have some association with where you can counsel people.
Sir, on the mark. You have my vote. Nailed it. Bullseye.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So that's something.
Mhm.
Okay.
So why don't you talk through the significance of each house? What does each house represent?
Okay. So now, we have got 12 signs, zodiac signs, and we have got 12 houses. Now, from where did we get the 12 houses? So when you have a circumference, when you have anything in circle, that is 360 degrees. Okay. If you divide 360 degrees by 12 zodiac sign, you will get one bhava, one house that is for 30 degrees. Okay. The 12 houses I'll explain to you in a jiffy. The first house represents you, yourself, your liking, your taste, how people from outside look at you, what is your personality. Okay. It talks about your health, it talks about your well being, it is everything about you. That is the first house known as Lagna or known as Ascendant. The second house represents your family, Kutumba Bhava, and it also represents your saving, your money, but money that you save in your bank, right? And then it talks about your mouth. Anything that you take from your mouth or anything that you speak from your mouth is second house. So if you are very good with your conversation, second house also has to be strong. Third house relates to communication, short travel, your childhood acquaintance and friends, and your younger sibling, not the elder sibling, younger sibling. It talks about mass media communication. That is how I look into the career. So if somebody contacts me, what should I take it as a career? If I see the 10th lord is in the third house, I'll say do mass media communication or sales and marketing where you can sell because you are a good communicator. Then comes the fourth house. Fourth house primarily is mother's house, your mom, your property, your hometown, your comfort zone, your house, your vehicle, everything that gives you comfort or make things easy for you, and even domestic happiness. That is the fourth house. Coming to the fifth house is your children. Question is, what is Mahadasha? Sorry?
Just
Ah.
some audio glitch. You're good.
So, fifth house is love, romance, children, creativity, your past life karmas, okay, and so on. Even share market is fifth house, okay, because you are speculating. Then comes the sixth house. Now, sixth house is a difficult house. It is a house of enemy, loans, medicines, diseases. Now, this is a house. And the best part is this is also the house of your service. So, whenever you're working as an employee, sixth house has to be considered also. Now, coming to the seventh house, which is very, very, uh, all people know about it is your spouse, your life partner, your business partner is with one person with whom your karmas are attached to. The seventh house. Eighth house is a house of transformation. Eighth house is the only house that can make you an astrologer, a numerologist, a Reiki, a tarot card reader, and all, because it is a mystical house. It's a house of sudden events in life. It's a house which speaks about your longevity, your death. And when you say transformation also in life, sometimes it is death, because you have to kill one personality of yours and then go into the next.
So is
So
it
that is,
predictable, Ricky? I'm so curious. I have to ask the question. So is a
huh?
person's lifespan predictable through the eighth
I
house?
don't.
You don't.
Yes, it is, but
It
I
is.
don't do it. I don't do it for reason
Yeah.
best known to me. I don't
Right.
do it. I say, sorry, this is something that I will not be able to answer
Yeah. Yeah.
because it is not good. I think, your life on this planet, God, leave it to God. Okay,
Right.
live happily, live peacefully, be
So
humble, polite. Hmm.
it's the space for all mysteries, like you said, occult and astrology and the mystical sciences. And
Research, PhD, wherever you have to dive deep into, you have to spend hours breaking your head, because remember, all these subjects are difficult, because they are mystical. They are not a regular subject.
right. So let some mysteries remain mysteries. And let's keep the
Okay.
series going and tell us about the ninth house.
Ninth house is the house of your guru, your mentor, your luck, your fortune, higher studies like PhD and all, foreign travel is ninth house. And if you have a ninth house very powerful, okay, that means that your horoscope in itself is very powerful. Especially if the Lord of the Lagna goes into the ninth house, it causes a Rajyog. Then come to the 10th house. 10th house is purely your career, your karma, your actions, your profession. It is the house of your father also, because I personally believe that 10th house is of father. Many astrologers thinks and they believe that ninth house is of a father, but I take 10th house as a father because it is opposite to the fourth house, which is the house of mother. So 10th house. Then coming to the 11th house. Now 11th house is the gain of the 10th house. That means when you're working, what will you get at the end of the month? Salary, income, money. That is the 11th house, from where money comes in. And where do you save money? As I said, second house is where is your bank, where you put it over there.
So
So second house and 11th house.
11th house is your intake, the incoming flow of money.
Intake,
The
your
second
intake.
house demonstrates your retention ability.
Yes. How much can you save?
Wow,
Okay.
so interesting.
11th house is a house of your social circle and social status. Because when you earn money, you want to socialize. You want to be in limelight. You have to go out and meet people. So 11th house. 11th house is also the house of your elder sibling. People who are elder to you, your sibling elder to you. And then 12th house. Now 12th house is again a very misunderstood house. 12th house, they say, is of a loss, hospitalization, isolation. But believe me, 12th house is a very divine house. 12th house is where you connect to yourself. That is the house which takes you away from your city state. That is why 12th house is foreign settlement. 12th house is foreign settlement. So these are the 12 houses I've explained to you. Fine. The
Lovely.
12 signs and the
Yeah.
12 houses. 12 signs are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Then you have Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So 12 signs, 12 houses, and 9 planets.
Now, how do these three converge? The nine planets, their relationship with the 12 signs, zodiac signs, and then their placement within specific houses. How does this whole relationship integrate together?
Okay. So the day you were born, the time you were born, the second that you were born, okay, wherever the planets are there in the, in the universe, wherever they are, okay, it's a screenshot. Your horoscope is a screenshot of the time when you were born. Whichever planet, wherever it is, it gets stagnant there, stays there, and that remains all your life. And that particular placement of planet in the 12th house in different houses, wherever they're placed, that fixes up your destiny. It speaks about your career, your marriage, your health, your progeny, everything. Everything is this. Your life is a blueprint of your life. So when
So,
anybody comes to,
no, go ahead, please. Go
so
ahead. So my question is that in a particular hospital, so I can imagine that if at that same instant, if there are different babies being born worldwide, right, their location is changing, a very strong variable is getting affected. I comprehend that. But what
uh,
about when within that same hospital building on different floors or even adjacent floors, if babies are
mhm.
being born at that same precise second? So will they also
Yes,
now all inherit that
very
universe?
much yes, very much yes. But remember,
Have
it
same
has to be. It has to be second to second. I'll tell you why. There are some divisional chart. See, people only talks about D1 chart and D9 chart, but there are divisional chart in which there is a chart called Sastyamsha chart. Sastyamsha chart is the division. As I told you, one house is 30 degrees. One house is 30 degrees. That one house is broken into 60 pieces. Okay, and that is called Sastyamsha, the 60 division of one house. That is why even a baby born maybe 1 second prior or later, things will change because Sastyamsha will change.
However, typically when they do the timestamp at birth, right, when the nurse clocks the time, they do it to the minute, they don't do it to the second. So if it's
Exactly,
two or
exactly. So
five
that is the
minutes,
problem.
it's 2 or 5 minutes.
Uh,
It's not that 5.5
then
minutes
there
on
is
birth.
again a problem. What do you consider a birth time? Baby crowning, that means the baby is coming out. Is that the time? Or is it when the umbilical cord is cut? Or the first cry of the baby? That itself will take 5 minutes.
So
Baby
as per
coming out.
what is the core
So
principle per astrology?
many astrologers, including me, I take as the cutting of the cord, because then you become a individual. You are separated from your mother, and that is the birth. That is what it is.
Is it good to plan the birth of your child? I mean, we do that in modern science.
I
You
don't, I
had
don't, I
planned,
don't, I don't encourage people to do that.
yeah.
Many people, they call upon me also, and that we want to. We have the option. Doctor said after time so slow, और हम operation कर देंगे. But I said, okay, see, you are interfering.
Now, I
Okay,
had to
you
do
are
it due to
interfering.
medical reasons, and many, women have had similar
That is a different
experiences
issue.
as
That's a
well.
different issue. But people who wants to have the baby on a particular time because of a Mahurat or because of a planetary this thing, that is not correct.
But it possible kaise hai? Because I'll tell you what, like one side of the mind says that when that baby was conceived and has been
Uh,
in gestation for 9 months, right? It has already, there's a soul associated with the baby. And if there was a past life, then this soul has already inherited, it's carrying the blueprint of their past karmas, right? That attachment has already been formed. Now, if you influence the birth time of the child and you try and rig that pattern and say that the baby should be slotted here, but I'm going to move them and bring them here, how does that interference work with nature's plan? Can you do it? कि वो कर्मा तो ऐसा लाया था
then,
कि को ये challenges होंगे, ये होगा, वो होगा, but I will rig the time of birth and I will alleviate all that baggage. Can you do that?
yeah, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not, I
हाँ.
don't know. But when a mother conceives, okay, when a mother conceives, she develops that develops into a fetus. Okay, then the fetus gets the heart beating and things starts developing and everything, but the baby is not completed till the 36 weeks. Okay, and until and unless the baby is not into the position of having a individuality, That is why I said when the umbilical cord is cut, you have a separate entity. Like, for example, you construct a building. The building is coming up. First floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor, whatever it is. Okay. Then you commission the lift and you have to do the painting and plastering and all that thing. But when will you say that the building is complete is when you inaugurate, right? You inaugurate. That is a time when it gets its own entity.
Right.
Entity. The individual status when you get, that is what is important. That is the reason.
Wow, there is so much mystery here, but it seems that, in this space field of science, astrology, there's actually certain principles. I don't know if we call it a science or not, but it seems that there are certain principles, there are certain formulas that sort of connect
There
with
are
one
patterns.
another. Okay.
There are sequence, there are patterns, then there is divine this thing. Okay, so I don't get into the debate of whether it is a science or it's not a science. I always say it's a pattern, it's a movement, it's see, like, sun, moon, planet, everything move in a very synchronized movement. Okay, that itself, okay, of course that is a science, but then astrology banks on that particular synchronization, the synergy that it has. And that influences every life on this planet. Every life on this planet.
So, Ricky, we've all experienced, hopefully most of us have not been directly affected by this great tragedy that occurred yesterday in India, in the airspace, right?
Yeah. Yes,
Airplane
yes, yes, yes,
tragedy.
yes. Very sad, very sad.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think we all just felt heart-wrenched, and we all felt the emotional repercussion or the breaking of our hearts. So my question is, and this makes one really wonder that if astrology or any other predictive science is something that is true, has a valid existence to it, right? Then can these world situations indeed be predicted ahead of time? Is it possible?
If you can go to my YouTube channel, I don't remember the date when I uploaded it, but there is a YouTube on the YouTube channel. I have a video where I mention on the 7th of June, okay, Mars will move into the sign of Leo and will meet Ketu. It will have a direct aspect on Rahu and Saturn. And then Saturn will have a direct aspect on Moon. And then when the accident took place at 1:39 that day, that is not in my video, but I'm telling you, that is when it was in the Mula Nakshatra. I predicted that this particular till the 20th of July, you are going to see more accidents. You are going to see more tension at border. And today I heard there's something between Israel and Iraq also, or Iran. Okay, so these are this is a difficult period. This is a difficult period because Mangal and Ketu both are the similar energy. Okay, so it's aggression, it is accidents, it is earthquakes, it is all these mishaps may occur, and till 20th of July this position will be there.
Now, does this apply to everyone? How does
I mean,
personal
globally,
karma?
globally, globally, everywhere.
It's every
Yes,
and it can
yeah,
affect
yeah.
anybody. So even if
Anybody.
someone's personal chart says that this is your golden period and you will have all the
So
luck and fortune.
now, if you are very fortunate, if you remember the yesterday's plane crash, only one person is a survivor. He is the only one who came out. In spite of that dangerous accident, he came out
I'm sure
of
all
it.
astrologers want to study his chart now.
Yes. What is in his chart? Let us see what is in his chart. And
Yeah.
how come the only survivor? No, it happens. It happens. That is what it means. See, I am an astrologer, but I always tell people not to completely bank on astrology. You have to put your action, you have to put your efforts. Whenever you have a difficult time, we can only guide you. We cannot change destinies. Okay, we can only guide you. Okay, this is not a good time. Be calm, be patient, and things will change. So I don't think any astrologer should ever take the charge of your life. No, that is not correct. Then
And
you are not doing justice to the world.
what is your perspective on gemstones?
gemstone works. I am wearing myself. It works. It works. Many astrologers will say it will not, but as far as I'm concerned, and whomever I have suggested, see, I am also a gemologist. Okay, so and I always suggest, and my way of suggesting a gem to a person, I'll tell that this particular gemstone you're supposed to wear and how many carat, that depends upon your body weight. Okay, because the rule of thumb says you have to divide your body weight by 12, and whatever is the answer, that many carat is recommended for you. That's how it is.
Well, thank you so much. You are absolutely a gem of a person, Ricky, and your knowledge
Thank you so
about
much for
astrology is
Thank
sparkling
you for.
and
I
brilliant.
would like to thank you for giving me an opportunity to come on this platform and talk to you. And fine.
Let me tell you something very surprising, all right? Are you set for it? It was written in
Yes.
the stars. It was written in the stars.
Possibly. I have to look into my horoscope now today.
Lovely, lovely. And folks, I think we all gained some really valid and valuable insights in terms of the role the different planets play, the concept of the 12 houses, the zodiac signs, etc. So it's going to be very interesting to go. Maybe if you are intrigued about this knowledge space, then go get your own a birth chart from many of these portals and websites available. And then for any deeper insights, and if you want personal analysis, Ricky, I trust you. I think it's going to be amazing for anybody who's seeking that guidance.
Yes,
And
definitely,
with
definitely.
your
Yes.
disclaimer, when you mentioned that astrologers are not magicians, and you don't take any claims that I'm going to change your destiny.
No
There's
one should claim.
So I think that's very reassuring, because typically if somebody who's making flashy promises, I personally tend to stay away.
I
So
don't do that. I don't do that.
yeah, love that integrity about you. And hopefully, all sincere seekers will gain by making their association with you. And you can be followed widely on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I personally find your videos very insightful as well. And then I go back and, do the math. And actually, some of those formulas make sense based on my own chart. Like I can align with that experience in my own life.
Yes.
So
Right. Okay.
thank you so much. And
Most
hopefully our stars will
yes.
align again.
Yeah.
So
I
until
wish to
then,
thank all my viewers also. Thank you so much. And if you ever need my services, I am available. You can contact me on my WhatsApp, and I shall be more than glad to help you out. And thank you so much, Nimesha, for you know, giving me an opportunity of coming here and talking to you, of course. Yes. Yeah.
thank you
Fine.
so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Take
Absolutely.
care.
And to future conversations. Take care. Thanks, Ricky.
Bye. Take care.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.